Good morning, everybody. I'm Micheline from Americana Long Arm Quilting. We do custom quilting and long arming, and you can find a link to our website in the description below. Check it out. So today we've got something really fun planned for you. I say we, Savannah and I. She's my daughter, my editor-in-chief, and she found this block that I'm going to show you today. And we have come up with a Valentine's quilt for you. Look at this gorgeous old-timey rosebud block. Isn't she just precious? Well, you know, we're going to put a spin on it. Let's get started. All right, so first of all, let's talk a little bit about choosing fabrics. I think I showed you this box in another video. This is what Savannah and I put together while she was visiting at Christmas time. No, it wasn't Christmas time. It was for her brother's wedding. Sorry. Mid-January. And we were talking about this quilt that we wanted to make for Valentine's. And she put together this box of greens and pinks for me to choose from to make the quilt. All right. Well, that now has turned in, I made my selections, and that's now turned into all of these pieces. And this is going to make 16. Well, this is going to make another 15 of these blocks. It's all out of my scraps, but I'm going to give you all these cuttings and measurements in a downloadable PDF on our website, so you'll be able to download that. Okay, so I've got everything cut out and ready to go, and I'm going to show you how to make this. It's not going to be as hard as it looks. I have not cut out the sashing and the hearts yet. Let's get this done first, and then we'll do the sashing and the hearts. However, let me show you. These are going to be my hearts, bright red, and this is going to be the sashing. Show you how that's going to look. Ta-da! It's going to be so cute. I can't wait. I am so excited about this one, y'all. So I've taken all my pieces and I've laid them all out right here. You can kind of see it. Everywhere you see one of these little squares, that's just going to be a snowball. So this kind of comes together in quadrants and rows. So we're going to do kind of a combination of both, but it's not difficult to do. Let's get started with it. So just out of the camera range, I do have my block sitting up here so that I have something to reference. Let's start off with something really simple. This long piece right here is going to get this little green guy snowballed right on the edge here. Now, I've got some measurements on my machine, so I am not going to bother with drawing a line on this tiny, tiny, tiny little thing that I'm snowballing. So I'm going to go diagonally from one corner to the other, and I'm going to stay just to that side of the diagonal, because when you turn over your that flap, that piece, the turning of it does take up a little bit of space. So we want to give ourselves that little bit of space. Okay, there we go. It's all just perfect. Now I can cut off these two layers now that I know that I've got good coverage. Okay, hey, I switched my ironing station. You know, I had it over there the last video. If you didn't see that video, I got a new desk. This is called a partner's desk, and it has these slide outs that you can put things on. So it's a really big desk, and it's got these beautiful slide outs, pieces of wood, see? And I just put my ironing mat on it. I had it over there on the one that's on that side. And I don't think it worked that well for me because I'm a lefty. So it needed to be on this side. Okay, I'm going to put that back where it belongs, just like that. Now I'm going to add this piece to it because he's the next piece. Okay. All right, get my little piece of fabric in there. And look at that, just that easy. We've got one whole side of the quilt done. All right, give that a little finger press and a little press, get my scissors out of the way, my goodness. Okay, so that's the edge, the one side. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to get any place that you see a little square, and this one's a little bit bigger here. I'm going to get all those snowballs made. You don't need to watch me make all of them, do you? Okay, the next thing we have to do is make this, well, let me show it to you here. The next thing we're doing is we're going to make this unit. So we've got a 1/4 square triangle snowballing this guy. So I figure the easiest way to do that is make, I caught my fabric, darn it. Pull that out of there. Phooey. There we go. Okay. Let's try that again with my leader. All right. See, it happens to everybody. Okay. There we go. Boop, boop. Put my leader back in there. There we go. You know why I caught my fabric just then? I just realized I've got the smiley face plate in there instead of the other one. I'm so silly. Here's the other plate. You see how it just has a tiny hole right there? This one has a smile. Let me show you real quick. Let me show you. Kind of have to take some other things off here and get something to pry up underneath with. Well, maybe. Hang on a minute. There we go. You see the difference? One just has a little hole and the other one has a smile. That smile will get your fabric caught in there. Must have been sewing something that I needed it. I must have been zigzagging something. I don't remember what it was. But now we've got the right one in it, and that shouldn't happen again. All right. Let's cut this in half. And we're gonna just work with one now. Well, let's work with the one that's not smushed, okay? Okay. Now, oopsies. I might have to trim this down because I just kind of oversized it a little bit. So what I need is a square that is the same as this width. So I know that that's 2.5 inches, and my square here ended up being, 2 3/4. So I need to cut a little bit off of this one, okay? And it'll be very important that we make sure that we keep the integrity of that diagonal. I know you really can't see what I'm doing here because I'm at a weird angle. Let me get this done and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, all that hullabaloo just now probably made this look a lot more difficult than it was. Okay, so I've got my 1/2 square triangle. I am going to line up the 2.5 inch mark here and here on one or on two ends, right? Two sides. That way the intersection of where my diagonal is right there in between on that 2.5 line this way and the 2.5 line this way. And my point right here of my ruler is right there on the intersection of the diagonal. Okay. All right. Did I get it? I didn't get it off. I'm at such a funny angle here. Okay, hang on. There we go. All right. Now I will move this back off of my collection of fabrics. And I'm going to take this guy that we just made, and we want to make a snowball corner out of him. So I am going to trim off my corners. And there's going to be a little bit of waste on this one, but I think this is just the easiest way to show you how to do it, or the easiest way to accomplish this. Okay, so we want our pink on the left side, and this is actually a pink too, light pink, dark pink. So we want the darker pink on the left side and the lighter pink on the other side. And now we're just going to simply snowball that corner. Easy, easy, easy. There we go. And you notice I didn't draw a line. That's because I've got some measuring stuff on my machine. There we go. Okay. And voila, it's snowballed. Okay. Now I just need to go and press it and cut this part off. Okay. I've got my little board out so pieces kind of stuck to it. Who's hiccuping? One of the dogs is hiccuping. So now we have got everything snowballed. That's all this was just snowballing everything. Even that last 1/4 inch triangle, it was just snowballed. Okay, now we're going to start putting things together. So the first one I'm going to put together is these two right here. All right. Let's get this done. This comes together so quick and so easy, you're just going to be amazed. Use your careful 1/4 inch seam allowances as always. This is what I'm talking about, strips and quadrants. Okay, I'm going to get this pressed, and I'm going to press it towards the lighter pink, just because that's the part that had less seams. This part here had less seams, so I pressed towards that. Okay, I'm going to set that one there, and then look, it's the same size now as this one. So now I'm going to sew those two together. Easy peasy. Line that up. There we go. There we go. And of course you could do this in chained piecing, do them all at one time. All right. There's that section. Let's press him out. I think I'll go ahead and press him to the darker pink, just because, again, that's the one that has the fewer seams in it. And there's that quadrant. I'm going to put him there. Now look, he fits onto this one right there like that. Just keep on going. Okay, these are the same size now. Okay, and before I iron, I'm just going to go ahead and sew this last piece onto him, which is this guy right here. Get that sewn on there. Again, now they're the same size. I think those were always the same size. Got a little string right there. Whoops, there we go. Let's get those two pressed. And now they will go right with this one. Nope, not yet. He's got to get on there first. I almost made a mistake. Okay, so now let's put these two together. Like so. Okay. All right, so you get where I'm going with this. Now these two will get sewn together. These two will get sewn together. They'll both get sewn to this piece. Then we can sew that together. Then we'll put this on the top and then this. Okay? Let me get a little bit further along so you don't have to watch me do absolutely every piece. Okay, so I got just a little bit further along. What I did is I went ahead and attached these to the top and these two to the bottom. Now I'm going to piece it with this one. Like I said, this just comes together so fast. And you look at the block and you think, wow, that's really intricate. That's going to take a lot of time and effort. And it just doesn't. It just comes together crazy quick. matching the bottom here. Okay. That back in. All right, look what we've got now. Let's go ahead and press that. Let's see, I think I'll press it this way. This ironing board is working much better on this side. Okay, now I'm going to put the top on. Boop, 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 boop. Top is on. And now I'm just going to press that like that. Now this side will come on and we'll be done with our block. Do be careful not to stretch those little bias seams, those little bias edges. Excuse me. All right, let's give it a quick press so I can show you the finished product. Oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. Okay. There's our rosebud block. Isn't it cute? And it was easy to make. All right. I've got another 14 of those to make, and then I'm going to get to showing you how we're going to put a spin on it and how we're going to add our sashing and a very special way to do our hearts. Okay, I got all 16 of my beautiful little rosebud blocks made, and I've got them up here on my design wall, and you can see that one of the twists that I've made on this quilt is that I've rotated 4 to have these dark green leaves meet up in the center. So I kind of felt like that was a little twist. Now here's my other twist. Now, you know, I said there's going to be a heart in here. Well, let me show you about this heart. First of all, here's my sashing. Notice anything wrong with that? It doesn't come all the way up to here. Let me show you why. Because, let me get my stuff. Here we go. I think I've got everything. Because I want my hearts here, right? So here's the bottom of my heart right there. This is so cute. Okay, here's the center of my heart right there. And when they're sewn together, that'll match up. Okay, then here is the top of my heart. And that sashing will actually have to be a little bit taller because we're not doing a heart up here. But anyway, then I'm going to snowball a corner here and here. So my hearts are not only in the sashing, but they're going to be in the blocks themselves. Isn't that going to be cute? All right, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little square in every one of these that I need to have that sashing in it. So it's just going to be these two, and then here, and then here, and here, and here, etc., etc. So let me get that done and put it back up on the wall so that it doesn't get messed up, and I'll keep on going with making my sashing. Okay, this is so exciting. This has been one of the most fun quilts I have worked on, I think, ever. It has just been an absolute ball to work on this little rose block. Be right back. All right, here we go to snowballing again. That's what this whole quilt has been. I need to snowball some of these with pink, some of these with pink to look like those. And I need to snowball a whole bunch of these with red, and then I'll get to doing the blocks themselves, snowballing that little bit on the blocks. But let's get to snowballing. Okay, so one thing I forgot to tell you is on these little pieces like this, and also on your sashing pieces, you have to do one snowball, and I'm just going to finger press these. Make sure that it has good coverage, like that one does. Cut off the back before you can put on the other one, because this is such a tiny piece that those snowballs are going to cross over one another. So I've got that down nice and tight like that, and I'm going to take this guy and put him in this corner, and you see how he goes over right there? That's what he's supposed to do. But you have to finish the process of snowballing before one side before you can go to the next side. Okay, so that's the way he looks now. I'm going to take and turn him over, make sure we have good coverage, and it does. So now I can cut that off. Now I'm just going to go and do the rest of all of these, and I'll show you the progress on the board in just a little bit. All right, well, she's back on the wall with all my little snowballings having occurred. I did do the bottom half just to make sure that all my figures were correct before I came back and showed it to you. And doesn't that look cute? I'm just loving this. So what I've got left to do up here is sew the blocks to the sashing all the way across, and then sew the sashings to the center of my hearts all the way across, and then connect all these two. Now, every one of these sashings is a different length because they're doing different things. So that, but don't worry, you don't have to remember any figures. Those will all be in that downloadable PDF that you can find on our website. Okay, now, once I get all this done, I'm also going to add a border of this medium pink all the way around. And I was thinking about putting a heart in the corners, but they would have to be a different size. So I didn't want to do that. But I do have this much fabric left over of what I made the hearts out of, and that will make 4 cornerstones. Cornerstones? Yeah, cornerstones. So I'll be able to put a little piece of red in each of the 4 corners. And then I think I'm going to bind it with, I'll have to find a different red, but I'll find a different red and I'll bind it with a red, and that'll really make that border pop. All right, let me get this finished. Then we'll get it on Eleanor and get it long-armed. Okay, everyone, here it is all finished. I cannot believe how much fun I had making this quilt. You know, you all watch this channel and others like it because you love to quilt. And I do too. But once in a while, a block or a quilt will just knock your socks off. And that's what this one did to me. It's kind of got that Goldilocks thing going on, because it's not too easy, but it's not too hard. It's just right. It goes by fast. You see it all coming together. It's like putting together the last few pieces of a puzzle. You know where each piece goes, and it's just fun to do. And like I said, this quilt was just a joy to make. So I had a lot of fun, and I hope you'll go to our website and get the pattern that we've created for this quilt and make it too. I think you'll really enjoy it. Confident beginner, I would say, is what it is. I mean, it is really not a difficult quilt at all. Looks like it is, but it's not. I hope you enjoyed the twists that we put on it. We put a little twist right here with all these rosebuds coming together. And of course, our beautiful hearts that are not only in the sashing, but they're also in the block. I think that's a really fun way to put them. Finished about 50.5 to 51 inches. I bound it with a nice red batik to kind of play off the hearts and the red in the bud itself. Got a beautiful long arming pattern called Hearts and Pearls. I'll get you a close-up picture of that. And the back is just a really fun hot pink kind of fabric. It is a tone on tone with tiny little flowers all over, tone on tone. Really, really a cute piece of fabric. All right, well, please like, share, and subscribe. Do all the things that make that algorithm sing. And until next time, stay quilting, y'all.